thought was mine, a grateful light to shine, so let it coincide. Aside, I wonder what our life's like on that side. I can't explain what I believe when I look to you. I'll try when you were there, I'll find a place to hide.
Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream. We got a lock in, guys. We got a lock in, man. Manchester City are now 4 points. Is it 4 or is it 5? I'm losing count here. I think it's 5. City are now 5 points behind Arsenal, who had dropped points yesterday against Wolves. We had a good laugh about it yesterday. We'll have another laugh today. But I want to lock in. I want to talk about how Manchester City, because we're still behind them. Yeah. As much as we're laughing, we are still behind them, yeah? We've got to lock in here, boys, and get this title win. We can't allow this Arsenal team to win this league, man. This Arsenal team is not that good, chat. It's not. If they win the league, it'll be the worst title winners of all time. We got to stop them from winning the league. Yeah, but at the moment, they are still above us, man. They are still technically above us. So we got to lock in, man. And we're going to talk about that today. What do Manchester City need to do? How does Pep Guardiola need to set this team up? What do the players need to do on this football pitch, yeah? And maybe what do we do? Do we need to do anything? We got a job? I don't know. We'll talk about it all, man. But we'll start off by just recapping what happened last night and having a bit of a chat about Arsenal, see what you guys are saying. Yes, in the chat for a shout-out. Let's see what people are saying in the building. Who's here, man? Shout out to McCluskey. Big up to you, mate. Shout out to Blue Knit. Big up to Kishan. Elder, big up to Lord Sage, big up to you, mate, big up to Curtis, big up to Steph, big up to Leafy Green, Shurav, Link, Bonzinator, Dr. Footy, Ed, Jan's here as well, Footy, Alman, big up to you guys, man. Hit these likes up on the way in, smash the likes on the way in. Chat, the Arsenal fans having a meltdown. I watched it all last night before I went to bed. I didn't get to bed till like 2 o'clock in the morning or something stupid like that. I was watching all the Arsenal fans, watching Lee, I watched Dan Potts. Yeah, I watched Lee Judges. Who else did I watch? I watched Turkish this morning because he didn't upload his video till late on, man. I can't lie. But they're all having a bit of a meltdown. I think they know, yeah. I think they're starting to panic. And I said this last night, but I'm going to say it again, right? Because I genuinely believe that this is legit, yeah. I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans, yeah. And again, I'm not speaking about every Arsenal fan here. I think a lot of Arsenal fans have been lying to themselves deep down. I do. I think they've been lying to themselves deep down, man. Yeah, I've been hearing some of these Arsenal fans talk about, we're 8 points clear. I said, well, you should have been 12 points clear. Oh, don't worry, we're now 7 points clear. It's still fine. Then it's 6. Oh, don't worry, guys, we're still 6 points clear. And now it's 5 points clear. I think they were lying to themselves. Yeah, I think they were trying to convince themselves that everything is okay. I remember saying to Dan Potts about 3 weeks ago, I said, you know what, mate? You should have killed us off when you had the chance. Yeah, when we went through that rough patch in January, yeah, when we won like 1 game in 6 or something like that, Arsenal, yeah, should have buried us. They should have opened up a gap in a table which is 12 or 13 points above us. And that would have been done and dusted. See you later. League titles going to the Emirates. And they didn't. They kept us in it. And that, my friends, yeah, is absolutely horrific from an Arsenal point of view when you look at the historical situations of the two clubs in recent years. What do I mean by that? Well, you've got one club that is known for bottling things, That's Arsenal, by the way. And you've got another club, Manchester City, that are known for chasing down teams. Manchester City have never lost a title race. When we've lost the title, we've not even been in the race. Last year, we were in the race. Yeah? COVID, we were in the race. When Manchester City, under this manager, have been in a title race, we win the race. And they should have killed us a month ago. And they let us stick in there. And we came out of it going, bloody hell, how the hell we're still in this? Do you remember? When I was tapping out and I was saying, yo, we're done, we're chalked. But they let us back in by dropping points themselves. And then what you've started to see, yeah, and it's been sort of hidden. It's been hidden. I think it was last week, before or after the Fulham game. I can't remember now. I remember looking at the form guide. I saw City were on a 4-match unbeaten streak in the Premier League. And I saw Arsenal were on a 2-match in 6. This was before yesterday. I thought to myself, hang on a minute. How the hell's this happened? How has this happened where Arsenal had won two games out of 6 in the Premier League and Manchester City had won unbeaten in 4? I tell you why this all went unnoticed by everybody is because of all the cup games. Nobody clocked it. No one clocked it. Because of all the Carabao Cup, because we're both in the final, because of the FA Cup, because of the Champions League, it all got mishmashed together. But then when you broke it down and had a look at Premier League form only, all of a sudden you saw that Arsenal, whoa, what's going on here with Arsenal, mate? 2 wins out of 6. Now it's 2 wins out of 7. Manchester City, 4 games unbeaten in the league. Whoa, is momentum starting to shift? You started to see Declan Rice say things after the games. You saw him on camera. This is happening again. F this, F that. He knows. He's a smart player. And he knows what's happening. And yesterday was yet another example of a team that just, I don't know, I don't think they've got what it takes. Now, Manchester City, we need to do our thing. Because while I'm sitting here, and I genuinely believe this Arsenal team is not that good, yeah? They're a good team. Give them that. They're not that good. They're not the way they're playing is not a Premier League title winning team, right? But if we don't fix up, and we'll come on to this in maybe the second half of the show, we won't win the league because we need to be better than what we've been. Now, I think we're starting to show signs of improvement. Yeah, and I think we'll come on to that in a bit. But for an Arsenal point of view, yeah, 2 wins in 7. Apparently, both of those 2 wins have come against newly promoted teams, by the way, and they look in disarray. Their attack is absolutely shit, mate. I'm sorry, lads. It is a bang average attack. And I said at the start of the season, I said it to Pops, I said it to a lot of people. I said, if you don't win the league this year because your attack is mid, they've got no firepower. That Gyökeres does not suit the way they play. And yesterday, the very moment that he actually probably started to suit them, which was in the second half when they were playing counter-attacking football, he took him off and put Gabriel Jesus on. So that bad. So unbelievable, man. Their attack is just, it's uninspiring. It's uninspiring. Yeah, that's what it is. Their attack, their whole style of play is uninspiring. Yeah, I don't think they've got that they've not got that ruthlessness. And I said it yesterday on the watch along, yeah, when Trossard went down, and they're trying to scumbag their way to a title. They're trying to scam their way to a title. Instead of going to Wolves and going, bang. Do you remember when we went to Wolves a few years ago? Yeah? Do you remember when we went to Wolves a few years ago? And it was a night match. And we had to win. What did we do? Who stepped up? Kevin De Bruyne stepped up and cooked the whole club, mate. He put Man City on his back and went, don't worry, lads. High pressure game. We got to win. I'll sort this. Bang. Guy scored 4 goals, mate. In a single game. Massive game. It's about, you got to take it. And I always talk about that Rodri clip. I know it's Rodri now because you told me enough. I always talk about that Rodri clip, man. When Rodri's in the dressing room saying, you've got to grab it. You've got to grab the league. You can't, we'll 1-0 up. We'll just, yeah. You've got to go in and fucking grab it, man, and take control, take charge. You know, make this league your destiny, man. And I feel like when I'm watching Arsenal, it's just like they're just so open to just, oh, we'll just go 1-0 up and just chill. And you know what as well, yeah? That can be because of the defense thing. Everyone's been gassing out their defense. Oh, their defense is mega. Their defense is the best defense that the league's ever seen. Yeah, which is kind of crazy because everyone cooks our defense and says our defense is shit. We've conceded 4 goals more than them this season in the league. So make that one make sense, because that don't make sense to me. Yeah, apparently Manchester City's defence is dog shit. Apparently Arsenal's defence is the best in the league, yet we're only 4 behind them on goals conceded. And by the way, 4 of those goals were screamers at Fulham. So that wouldn't make sense. But because they've maybe potentially got themselves in this situation where they believe their defence is so good, and Arteta believes that the defence is so good and maybe better than it, maybe they think it's better than it actually is. When they go 1-0 up, they're so negative. They're so negative. Maybe because they believe they can just hold on to 1-0 leads, but they can't. Clearly, evidently. Yes, 7 draws. I said at the start of the season, I think the draws will kill them. You know what I mean, boys? Big up to Footy says, Arsenal think if they can half-ass results, you only get what you deserve. If you deserve to lose, you'll lose. If you deserve to win, you'll win. Nah, exactly. Facts, mate. 100%, bro. 100%. Arsenal never have an elite attacking player that dragged them out of the... This is what I'm saying. If you look at their team, right, who's going to get them out of the shit? Who's got that magic? Really? From an attacking point of view, defensively, they chill on the defensive side. They've got Rice, yeah, Gabriel, Saliba, and even Wright is a good goalkeeper. Didn't show it last night with the mistake. But from an offensive point of view, none of those players have anything in them to say, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do a little bit of magic here. They don't, do they? Now, they try and convince us that Saka's this guy. Saka isn't that guy. He's not the guy to do that, is he? Saka's a good winger. Yeah, steady player, good player. Yeah, top 5 right wingers in world football, right? But he's not a player that is going to do something out of nothing and get you do that bit of magic. He's not. He's not that guy. Now, can he become that guy? Maybe in the future he can. But so far, he's not proven that to us. He did it a couple of years ago when the guy was getting mad output. He's not getting mad output anymore. That was his 11th goal in the Premier League in 2 seasons. Take out pens. He's probably scored about 5 goals from open play in 2 years. This is not a player that's going to do something out of nothing. That's not his game. Trossard, is he going to do that? No. Is Martinelli? No. Is Gyökeres? Certainly not. Certainly not. Eze's awful this season. Odegaard's trash. So what they become a team that just relies on some little goal or whatever, but they don't create enough chances. It's a miracle that they're even top of the league. And people all season will be saying, LB, is this sustainable? Is this sustainable? And it's like, well, you don't think it's sustainable. You don't think it's sustainable, but they're sustaining it. Until recently, when the wheels have started to fall off and now they've won 2 games in 7. The topic of conversation all year is, can Arsenal win the league playing this style of football where they don't create too many chances? They're a bit boring. They sit back, they defend, and they score a lot of goals on set pieces and that, yeah? And it was like, well, they're doing it. But over the last couple of weeks, they've started to drop points. And you watch it yesterday, there's just nothing there. Second half, they got battered. Wolves were by far the better team. And Nkapie's goal was against the run of play. They didn't deserve to go 2-0 up in that game yesterday. They were getting cooked. And then when they get the second goal, instead of going out trying to get the third goal, they just sit there again. Defend. And they paid a price. Yeah, that's what they do. Bro, they were comparing Lewis Skelly to Ashley Cole. Do you know what I mean? It's wild, bro. Saying, oh, he's got traits of Ashley Cole, man. What are you talking about? Honestly, it's mad. You know why it is, Aya? You know why it is? It's because when they play Champions League football, yeah, and it might be different in the knockout rounds, but when they play Champions League football, the games are a lot more open. Because teams in the Champions League are not going to go, oh, well, we'll sit back and defend for 90 minutes. The games are more open. It's more techy. And Arsenal just find a way. I watched the Atletico Bilbao game. Atletico Bilbao were the better team. They played the better football. They just had nothing at the top end. Arsenal get a goal. I think Martinelli bagged. on a bit of a transition play. They got the goal. You know, the teams are more open against Arsenal in the Champions League. There's more space for them to run into. Yeah, but then again, yesterday, second half, there was loads of space for them to get the ball in behind for Gyökeres, and then they didn't do it, and then he subbed him off. Arsenal going 1-0 up might be worse than Manchester City's second half performances, says Dr. 40. Wolves play like they're in a title race, not Arsenal. They also pretend. Yeah, this is what I mean, though, bro. This is what I mean. Like, the way that they play. I said it yesterday at 2-1. They're trying to scam the way to victory. Trossard going down, wasting time, forcing a sub so Calafiori can come on. Mate, you're playing bottom of the league, Wolves. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. They're trying to scam the way to wins and shit. What is Trossard doing there, bro? Try to waste time and then force the sub for Calafiori. The way that they approach football matches is like they don't believe that they're good enough to go and beat Wolves 3-0 yesterday. They don't have the confidence to go to Wolves and say, you know what, Wolves, we're going to put it on you today and we're going to beat you 3-0. They go, we'll go 1-0 up. Oh, now we're 1-0 up now. We need to chill. We need to relax. We don't want to fuck this up. Go and get the second goal, but put it on them because they didn't do that. They got the second goal by sitting back and getting a bit of a transition. And then when you get that second goal, go and get the 3-0, game over. Game over at 3-0. We all know it's game over at 3-0. It didn't, and that's what happened, man. Honestly. Are you confident that you're going to batter them? Yeah, I'm not confident we're going to batter them. I mean, I've always believed that if Manchester City are going to win this league, we need to beat Arsenal at the Etihad. Yeah, we have to. Now, Arsenal's record is good against top teams. But the way Arsenal are going, we might not need to beat Arsenal at the Etihad because they keep on dropping points, bro. LB, have we got anyone big enough to stand up and carry us like De Bruyne did? Like you just say, quite a few people need to stand up and be counted. Now I think Mark Gay's made the difference. I think Mark Gay was possibly the turning point of our season. People like to talk about the Anfield game. Was that the turning point of the season? Maybe from a results point of view, yes. But I think the Mark Gay is probably the biggest thing that's happened to the football club this season. Genuinely believe that. Especially with Gvardiol going down. But I think him coming in, he's a defender first. He's a defender first. You see that with his blocks, with his duels and all that kind of stuff. I think that has been an incredible signing. And you know what's hilarious? I will never forget the accountants out there that all wanted to do was talk about his wages, yeah, the fee. They went on like the fee was mad. I had so many Arsenal fans, not just Arsenal fans, I had so many rivals talk about, you've overpaid. You could have got him on a free in the summer. That tells you everything you need to know about the state of some football fans in this country. Mark Gay could be the difference between Manchester City winning the league and not winning the league. Yet people want to talk about the fact, well, we could have got him in the free in the summer. We could win the league this year. And Mark Gay could be the difference. Yet you want to tell me that we've overpaid because we could have got him on the free in the summer, but then not won the league. Are you all right, mate? It's 20 million quid. Do you know how cheap that is in today's money? That is crazy in today's money. It's a cheap fee. So, yeah, I think Mark Gay makes a huge difference, mate. And in terms of who can carry us, you know, I think, you know, we're looking at the attackers. I think the defenders is a big part of this, me, because I think our defensive midfield is what needs to be fixed. In terms of attackers, absolutely. You know, you got Ryan Cherky, who's not played the last couple of games, so he should be fresh coming into these next few fixtures. Haaland, I reckon now after the last couple of games, he got that last minute goal at Liverpool. I think he's going to be fired up for this as well. And Foden is, you know, he's had a rest now. He's been benched for a few games. We know Foden can do it because he's already done it in the 4-peat year where him and Rodri together put City on the back. We weren't a great team in that year. Yeah, but Foden that year was absolutely incredible in 23-24. Yeah, he got 19 goals, 8 assists. Like he massively helped us and obviously got the goals against West Ham on the final day of the season. Now, he's had a bit of a rest recently. He's been benched. He needed to be benched because his form was poor. But now he can come back into this team and go, right, come on. And this is what I was saying the other day about the old Savinho thing. And I was just talking to Asan on 93.20 about it a minute ago. Like, for me now, I think all these players for me have got a clean slate. It don't matter what you did in the last 6 months. Whether you were crap, whether you were average, or whether you are decent. The fact is, yeah, we have now 3 months ahead of us. And we need to win maximum points in these games. And we need you to perform. If Savinho has a mint 3 months now, do you think I give a shit about the last 6 months? If Foden plays well for the next 3 months, do you think I give a shit for the next 6 months? On the flip side, if someone like a Cherky is now shit for the next 3 months, do you think I give a shit about the last 6 months of him being great? If Donnarumma starts dropping stinker after stinker, do you think I care about it the last 6 months? No, this is it now. We're approaching the finish line. And we're on the final straight. And the players have got to perform. I don't care what you've done now in the last 6 months. Thank you if you were mint. Don't worry about it if you were crap. We move now in these last 3 months. And these players have to fucking start performing every game. And that's what I'm talking about. Clean slate for me. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But for Arsenal, man, they're just so shit, man. They're actually just dead. The way they play football is horrendous. Now, the thing is, yeah, they're still top of the league. And they're 5 points clear. But it just feels like they're just on this bottle that they're doing it right now. 2 wins in 7. Let's have a look at these fixtures as well, chat, that they've got coming up, yeah, because I'm telling you, this could get worse before it gets better for Arsenal. Because look at these next 3 games for them. Look at this, chat, yeah? This is Arsenal's fixtures. So, they've got Tottenham away this weekend. Now, bear in mind that this comes after City play on Saturday against Newcastle. Now, City need to beat Newcastle. If we beat Newcastle on Saturday night, yeah, we'll go 2 points behind Arsenal. And they've got to go to Spurs with new manager bounce. Now, I personally am not expecting a lot from Spurs because they're shit. And I have no idea who this Tudor guy is. However, in football, the new manager bounce is a thing. And we've experienced it this season more times than I care to remember. Yeah? And if we imagine, because the thing is that I was just saying, yeah, you know these Arsenal players, they all know that they should have been 12 or 13 points above us. They fucked it when they had the chance to kill us off. If City beat Newcastle on Saturday and go 2 points behind them Arsenal players are going into that Spurs game thinking to themselves, how on earth have we got ourselves in a situation where we're going to Spurs away only 2 points above Manchester City, when we should have been 12, 13 points above City? That's what they'll be saying to themselves. Negativity is creeping in to their minds. You've already seen it with Declan Rice, because Declan Rice, yeah, he's a very emotional man. You see it after the game. He fucking tells you to the cameras, doesn't he? You see him. You don't need one of the people that can read lips and that. You know what he's saying. Easy. He knows what's happening. And he's powerless to stop it. Because to be honest, it's nothing to do with him. It's to do with the whole mentality of the whole setup. And their reluctance to go and win games and risk losing them. Because that's what you got to do. Then they got Chelsea at home. Now, it's at the Emirates, which is at L. Yeah. However, Chelsea need to win the game anyway for top 4. And we've already seen Chelsea this season. Yeah. Stamford Bridge been a better team. Yeah, and they didn't put a terrible showing at the Emirates in the second leg Carabao Cup. Obviously, difficult circumstances. They're already losing the game. That's a potential situation. The Brighton game is one of those. Yeah, sometimes you play Brighton and they're awful, and sometimes you play them and they're the best team you've ever seen. But if we just do our job now and win, and win, and win, and win, they'll crack under pressure. They'll crack under pressure. And that's what we're doing, man. That's what it's about. Bro, it's all, you connect the dots. You've got Declan Rice after games losing his shit. You've got Jesus fucking scrapping with Wolves players. I'd be embarrassed. If that was our Arsenal player yesterday. As soon as that final whistle goes, I'm over to the away fans. I apologise. I clap them for travelling and I get myself off the pitch. I'm not fucking arguing with Wolves players. They're bottom of the league. They're one of the worst teams we've ever seen in the division. And they outplayed you. They battered you in that second half. Battered you. If you didn't get that goal against run of play, you could have lost the game. Yet these guys want to scrap players. Honestly, man. But the unfortunate situation is we're still behind them. So no matter all this chat and all this talk, yeah, and we will talk about it because it's funny, we have to do our thing. Because if we don't do our thing, it don't matter. Because Arsenal are brothers. Do you know what I mean? But we're ready. I'm ready for this now, mate. I'm ready. I feel like the season. And the thing is, for me, I said it earlier on in the year. And, you know, even Popsy didn't want to hear it. But I think Arsenal peaked. I think Arsenal peaked back in November time. I remember saying it on streams, and they were like, what? You're saying we can't get better? I remember seeing all the Arsenal fans in the chat, yeah, on these panel shows that I go on, saying LB's a fucking idiot. He thinks we can't get any better. I think you peaked, mate. I think you peaked. Whereas Manchester City, I still maintain to this day, I don't think we've played very well. I don't think we played very well this season. I'm sorry, I don't. Now that people go, well, why being negative? It's not negative. It's positive. Are we 5 points behind Arsenal when I don't think we played very well? And that's the thing. I'm starting to see signs, small signs, that we're starting to improve. I'm starting to see small signs that we're starting to improve, mate. Yeah. And people against the Fulham game, yeah, second half, people going in on the second half performance. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. Were we great against Fulham? No. But were we better in that second half than we've been improving? Yes. Improvements. Not saying we were mega. I'm saying we improved because the standard was so low. Now, if you can improve on that again in the next game and the next game and the next game, before you know it, you're playing top performances. You're not going to go from a team that's not beating Bodo Glimt and getting beat off Man United and getting outplayed off Man United and collapsing against Tottenham Hotspur in the second half to a team that's battering everyone for 90 minutes. It's going to take time. But so long as you improve slightly, little bits here and there during every game, it only takes a few matches because I always say, because there's so many games, you play Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. Within 2-3 weeks, you played 9 matches. And all of a sudden, you're playing mega football. You go, where the fuck did that come from? Because there's so many games. Let me have a look at some of these chats, man. Shout out to Will. He says, 1 game at a time, and we can win it. Come on, City, says Will. Yeah, this is why, for me, this game against Newcastle, mate, is absolutely massive. I think this weekend is crazy. I think this is the weekend that momentum fully changes. I think momentum's already starting to shift. But at the same time, Arsenal are still 5 points clear. I know we've got a game in hand, but they are still 5 points clear at the top of the table. I think momentum in that Liverpool match started to shift. Yeah. And I still think Arsenal are probably still slight favourites at this situation. I think this weekend's the one for me. And I don't even think it really matters what happens in that Arsenal game, if truth be told. I think if City beat Newcastle on Saturday, I think, boom, I think everyone's like, yo, to beat Liverpool, Newcastle and Fulham. Back to back to back. That's big. People are laughing. Fulham a good side. If you win all 3 of those games. If I'd have said to you before the Liverpool game, you're going to beat Liverpool, Fulham and Newcastle in the next 3 Premier League games, you'd have me locked up, wouldn't you? You would. You'd have me locked up. Well, we're 1 game away from completing that. 1 game away, and then I know Willem wants to do 1 game at a time, but then you look at the fixtures coming up after that, and we've got very winnable fixtures. Big up to Brandon. He says, "LB, good morning, mate. We need to win and win ugly until we start winning right and left. Why can't we expect Spurs to nick a point off at Arsenal?" Well, listen, Spurs are trash. However, new manager bounce, mate. It goes out the window. It goes out the window, and whilst obviously Spurs will want to win the game, a point for Spurs is not horrendous in this game. They'll take them 6 points above West Ham before West Ham play their match, and it dents Arsenal's title hope. So they're not going into the game thinking, "Oh, we need to full send it and get the win." If Spurs get a point, that'd be a decent point for them. Yeah. He also says, "Your thoughts on facing Newcastle the 5th time?" Well, obviously, you know, we're playing them a lot, innit? We're playing them a lot. I think apparently they're saying as well, 4 out of the 5 games we've played Newcastle this season have been at 8 o'clock kickoff, which is kind of mad. But listen, Spurs are a good, Newcastle are a good side. They smacked up Karl. I didn't watch it, obviously, because I was watching the Arsenal game. But they've had a 6-hour flight back from Azerbaijan. They landed today. Probably a light training session this afternoon, maybe. Training session tomorrow. And then they've got to play City at the Etihad. And we've had a full week off. So, listen, it's not going to be an easy game. Newcastle are a good team, but they're without Bruno G. They're probably tired and we're fresh. So there's no excuses, man. We should be winning this football match. And we've got a fantastic record at the Etihad against Newcastle. Last time they beat us was 2014. Expecting something from first half FC, says Akash. Oh, man. It is crazy, right? It is crazy. Big up Dylan says, you know they're cut when Super Duper Mickey's resorting to putting Saka in the 10. Maybe you're right. They peaked too early and now they've gone flat. I think they did peak too early. I think they were playing some really good football back in November. Like, but it's weird, but it was almost too good. And you know what, like, with me, is I look at teams' ceilings and players' ceilings, right? And this is why, for me, when I had that debate with the guy the other day about Saka and Elise and Yamal, he just didn't want to hear it, and they didn't want to hear it. And, like, this is why everyone said, oh, why do you hate Saka? I don't hate Saka. I said he was top 5 wingers in world football. However, for me, there are ceilings to players based on their technical ability, and there are ceilings to teams based on their ability. And when they were playing back in November, I felt that they couldn't really get much better than what they were doing. Because I was looking at the team and going, where can they improve? Where can they improve? Everyone was saying they've got the best defense in the league. Everyone was talking about the midfield being mega, and they were happy with their attack. So where could they improve? The only thing I could see was if Gyökeres started bagging, but I didn't see it. I didn't see that happening based on how he was playing. So I looked at them and I felt this is sort of max. Could they squeeze out a little bit more? Maybe they could get a little bit better, but material improvements, nah, didn't see it. So could they sustain that for the rest of the season? No chance. That never happens. Not from November to the end of the season. And then I looked at Manchester City and I saw material improvements everywhere. They're playing out from the back. It was still new. We had Donnarumma. That can improve. The defence, that could improve. The midfield, we still didn't have Rodri at that point because he was still in and out of injury. Yeah, we still didn't have a stable midfield. That could improve. Foden's not active. Yeah. The wingers, we've not had the January transfer window. And I know City going to hit the January transfer window. Yeah, at that point, because of the injuries to Gvardiol and stuff. And the fact that Pep Guardiola came out and said he needs a winger that could score goals. Because before that, I actually didn't think we was going to sign anyone. But then Pep said his thing, and we got the injury, and I thought we're going to hit the window. And we know that Arsenal don't do this in January. We know that Arsenal don't hit the January window hard. I don't know why. They just refuse it. They refuse to hit the January window. So I'm looking at the City team going, I'm seeing everywhere on the pitch I can see material improvements can be made. And I'm looking at Arsenal thinking, I can't. Now, in some respects, that's a bit of a credit to Arsenal because somehow they found a system in November, October, where they're already cooking and but that for me is not how it's a marathon, not a sprint. And if you're gonna play like that, you better open up a big lead. You better open up a big league if you're going to start cooking back in October, November, December time. You better do that, mate. Because if you don't, and teams like City, or it could be any team, find a way to start playing some good football in the second half of the season, and you're tiring off. Look at Rice. Look how knackered this guy looks compared to he did 3 months ago. Still putting in decent performances, but it looks knackered. Yeah, Saka's not the same guy as he was 3 years ago. Don't know why that's controversial. It's just not easy. I hope he gets back to the best level because I want him good for England. But Arsenal fans don't want to wear it. He ain't the same Saka as he was 3 years ago. And again, he's probably another player that's peaked. But this whole Saka in the 10 is panic situations, bro. Panicking. He's panicking. Arteta's panicking. Ooh, panicking. He's panicking, bro. Why? Because he knows this attack shit. And he's like, how do I sort it? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? He's panicking. Put a right winger who's originally a left back in the 10. He's panicking, bro. Big up Will says, we bought players in January. How can they compete? Honestly, man, it's almost as if like the January transfer window is just open for Manchester City. It's bizarre, isn't it? It's bizarre, bro. And big up to our running says, second again, ole. Yeah, man, honestly. Apparently, there's never, ever been a team in this country's football history which spans back until the 1800s. Yeah. Which has finished second 4 years in a row. Never. How mad is that? How mad is that? Let's have a look what you guys are saying. Yeah, smash these likes up as well, lads. If you've not done so already, hit the like button on the stream. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. And subscribe to More LB because that's where the Arsenal hate alongs are. Link in description. Let's see what you guys are saying. Shout out to DJN. He says, we needed Gay. There was no chance to fight this battle and win with a youngster like Elaine, even though he's a good talent. Yeah, exactly. Like, bro, I like Elaine. Yeah, I thought he did all right. He's had a bit of a rough patch. It's going to happen, his young player. You're not winning the league with him at the centre-back. That's just facts. So, yeah, it was a fantastic signing. Matt Gay is a fantastic signing. I big up to my mate, Wolves F1. He says, Arteta shit himself against Wolves using time-wasting acting. Bro, you were the better team. Now, with respect to you, that should not be the case because you're bottom of the league. You're statistically one of the worst teams that's ever played in this division. And Arsenal are top of the league. The second half, you battered them, mate. You played the better football. You played the nicer football. And you got your just rewards. It would have been a crime if you didn't get a point out of that yesterday. A crime. Honestly. Yeah, surprise. Hit the likes, man. You seen the Mika reaction to Arsenal's draw? Bro, I just can't be arsed speaking about this guy, man. You know what I mean? For me, it's not my City rep, bro. Joe Hart, Nader Manua. Yeah, I'm happy with these guys. No, Mika can do his thing, whatever, but I'm just tired of speaking about him, man. Yeah, I don't need to see anymore. I know he's not a City rep, man. Yeah, and that's listen, if his Arsenal rep is Arsenal rep, not asked, but just stop pretending to be a City rep, man. You know? LB, are you excited to see our squad is coming back together? I think this is major. I think the fact Diaz has come back is crazy, is a big point as well, because I've got to, for 1 minute, put my Huzanov glaze to the side and think what's best for the team in order to win this league title. And I think we need Diaz in there. I do. I think we need Diaz in there. And that's absolutely no reflection whatsoever on the performances of Abdulkadir Huzanov. It's nothing to do with performances, attributes, skill set at all. And it's all to do with experience. I can't sit here and talk about how Arsenal have a lack of experience in the managerial position, a lack of experience on the pitch, and then say we should play Huzanov over Diaz. I think Huzanov is going to be Manchester City centre-back for years to come, and I think he's got everything he needs to become one of the world's best centre-backs. But for the next 12 Premier League games, or 11, or whatever it is, I think we need to run Diaz. Now, maybe not every game, and maybe there are games where we can sub Diaz off and put Huzanov on to see the game out, whatever. But I just feel, yeah, for this running Premier League, yeah, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, whatever. I'm talking league here, yeah? League. Diaz, get him back in there, mate. Yeah, I think we need him and Gay at the centre-back positions. Who would you want to win the Prem if you were a neutral? It depends if I was an FFP accountant mutant, mate. If my whole life revolved around reading the FFP rule book, yeah, and trying to expose Sheikh Mansour's alleged shady shit, because I've got nothing better to do with my life, then I probably want Arsenal to win the league. If I was just a normal football fan who just watched football, yeah, I probably want City to win. So it depends if I'm a mutant or not. Honestly. Yeah, stuff like this, isn't it? Stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? 100%, man. Doku, Savinho, Diaz, Gavadio, in it. Yeah, this is another thing as well. You know, someone just said it a minute ago about what do you think about the players coming back from injury. Yeah, Doku coming back. Good news. Someone said he's in training. I don't know if that's facts or it's fake news. Yeah, that would be fantastic news if Doku's back in training. I honestly think having I also think having Savinho back can be a boost. You know, having options. It's about having options. And obviously, Gavadio might be back for the title running, but we don't need to rush him back because you got Mark Gay. For me, it's about, I always talk about this chat. You guys know I go on about all the time. For me, having competition for places and having options is absolutely crucial. Very few teams win the league title with 11 players. You need a squad and you need everybody pushing in the same direction and pushing each other. to get better and better and better. Nah, I don't think we know yet. I don't think we know. Yeah, nah, 100% AK's pace is mega. It's not about, like I say, bro, it's nothing to do with skills. It's just experience, mate. It's just experience. Doku's not in training, but Savio is, apparently. That's what I'm being told by Mojis. That's what I'm being told. My concern is I still think we'll drop points, man, but what I do, I think we'll drop points as well. I don't think that we'll win every game for the rest of the season in the league. I don't think we'll do that. But we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. At this moment in time, we need to match Arsenal's results and beat them at the Etihad. And I'm not being funny here. The way Arsenal are playing right now, if they drop more points, we won't even need to beat them at the Etihad. We'll just need to match their results. Yeah? Yeah, he is the fastest player in the Premier League. He's the fastest player in the Champions League as well. LB, don't you think we got some crazy squad depth out of nowhere? Yeah, it's almost like buying mint players in the transfer window gets you good squad depth, doesn't it? Yeah, our squad depth is great now. I mean, you look at and by the way, if we sign Anderson in the summer, that squad depth is going to stretch to the midfield as well. Yeah, our squad depth's great. Our squad depth's great now. We've got some class squad depth, but good squad depth, not just depth for depth's sake. Yeah, you don't want to be bringing on players that are trash just for the sake of it, man. Winning a title in year one of the rebuild would be a bonus. Yeah, nah, that would be mad. Arsenal should win it this year, man, based on Liverpool's fall off, based on City not being that great. Arsenal should be winning it this year. If they don't, will they ever win it? Well, I mean, you gotta be honest here from an Arsenal point of view, yeah. Like Liverpool, you'd expect them to remontada next season with a new manager, probably. They're not gonna just be like this for the. They're no way they're just now a top 4 team when they got Wirtz and Isak and all those players. Surely not. So they're going to come back next year. Chelsea will keep spending money at it, and if they spend the money in the right way, which is what I've been criticising them for ever since this ownership took over them, they'll be there or thereabout. They're not a million miles away from being a top team. And City, God, mate, I'm being serious. If we sign Anderson, a right back, and maybe a winger if we get rid of Marmoush and Savio, yet to be decided. I'm looking at that squad and thinking that squad is complete. Because even when we come into this season, even though I was happy with the squad that we had and the transfer business, there were still areas of the squad that I thought was needed to be sorted. You know, we spoke about the wingers a lot, didn't we, in the summer? We spoke about the right back a lot in the summer. Yeah, we spoke about midfielders. There were still areas of the team where we're like, oh, that needs to be sorted. That needs to be sorted. But we're happy with what we did. We did a lot of business. Cool. We get a couple of players in the summer, top players. We're going into next season thinking like we literally have got everything we need. So yeah, Arsenal sort of like, it feels like they're sort of running out of time, really. Yeah, and then you see players that they've got, Saliba, Gabriel, Rice. Did they really want to be a team that don't win anything? Could they start knocking on doors? Declan Rice only got 2 years left on his deal, you know. And he said he went there to win trophies. Well, Declan, you've won fuck all, mate. And if you don't win anything this year, maybe you're going to get someone knock on the door for him. Big up Dave. He said, did you see the Arsenal fan talk about the weather? Bro, they're just so fucking weird, man. Yeah, they're just weirdos, man. I actually feel some of it's like done for clicks, bro. Because I seen the video that guy did, yeah. I don't know who it is. I think it's Robbie's mate or something, yeah. And he was interviewing that Christian guy who said he was more worried about Man United than Manchester City because he was being a dick. Now he might have to see his team bottle it. We'll see. And the guy asked him about the weather. And I was just like, oh, man, it kind of feels like fake now. Like, I feel like back in the day, it was like raw. And I kind of feel like it's a bit fake. You know what I mean? It's a bit... That's what they're... Not all of them. I think Lee Judges still does a good one, yeah? And my mate Dan Potts, yeah, I know he gives it off. But some of it, I just feel like some of it's like not authentic anymore. Like, why is he... Bro, he knew as well. I don't know if you've seen the clip of him, yeah? When that guy asked him about the weather, he knew I ain't getting clipped up here. I know what the fuck's going on here, yeah? You want me to go viral on social media, and he just shut it down. I just felt like it was yeah, I didn't like it, man. But yeah, I did watch a few of them, and I did see the thing about the weather. But he's a fucking weirdo. He blamed it a few years ago on the Queen dying, lad. He blamed Arsenal not winning the league 2 years ago on the Queen dying. You know how mad that is? Yeah. LB, what do you think about these nutter resellers trying to sell a decent England-Croatia ticket for $3,000? Wow. Listen, reselling is a mad one, isn't it? Because it's just fucking mad. Like, I don't know what they do. I don't know how to fix it. You know, maybe Kier's fucking digital ID coming useful for that. I don't know. But yeah, it's fucking crazy, mate. To be honest with you, mate, not a lot of people will be going to America because it's too expensive anyway. Most people in this country are fucking skint, so we can't afford to fucking fly over and spend thousands of pounds anyway. But at the end of the day, I always tell you, these people, yeah, this FIFA, they go on. I hate people like FIFA. I always tell you, I hate people like this and organizations like this because they go on and pretend. Yeah, they go on and pretend like they're for the people. And this is the people that I hate them. Oh, we're for the people. We're for the people. Yeah? Well, how come you're charging a fucking grand for a ticket then, mate? How come you're charging people in the Club World Cup £1,000, 600 quid to go for a match if you're for the people? They're not for the people. They're just like everybody else. They're a business that are trying to milk everybody. And I wouldn't have as much of a problem with them, yeah, if they just come out and said, listen, our job is to make maximum money because that's what we're here for. Cool. Don't be. But it's the lying, man. I can't stand it. I can't stand the lies. Ooh, we're for the people. Ooh, FIFA. We want to spread the game worldwide and all this big get out of it, man. No, you're not. Just say you just want to rinse everyone for cash. Cool. No problem. I get it. Don't lie to us all, man. We're not fucking idiots. Yeah. Can't stand people like at me and businesses that try and pretend that they're nice and all. Fuck off. Just say you want to get cash. Yeah. Yeah, this guy, mate, he pisses me off. It's just annoying, man. Today I feel greedy. Honestly, mate. Honestly. Yeah, honestly, it was his brother. I thought it was him. I didn't even know he had a brother that I dozy. Because when he come on the pitch yesterday on the watch along, I said, yo, Samuel Dozy's on, man, ex-City player. And then I started to think something might happen. But then the chat said, oh, nah, it's not him. And I was like, oh. And then he scored anyway. Nah, shout out to him, man. He was actually giving the ball away loads before he scored. Yeah, but then he put the ball in the back of the net, mate. Put the ball in the back of the net. Yo, did you see did you see I seen a clip today, Turkish, yeah? And it was someone put Turkish prevented the cancellation instantly. Did you see it when he called it a man's game? He said, this is a fucking man's game. And he went, well, it's a man's game because this is the men's game and the women's have got their game, so that's the women's game. This is not chill. Oh, man, it was the funniest thing I ever seen. I was like, yo, this guy don't want to get cancelled, man. Bro, you can say it's the man's game. This is the fucking man's game. Everyone knows what you're on about. Nah, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Yeah. Oh, my God. No. I think he said he recorded it at 3 o'clock in the morning or something, didn't he? So, yeah, he was just saying some weird shit, man. Dan went mad. That's the most crazy I've ever seen, Dan. Yeah, that was the most crazy I ever seen, Dan. That was the most crazy I ever seen, Dan, honestly. Yeah, Dan went in. Dan went in on it, man. He did not like it. He was going crazy, mate. Yeah, Dan was pissed. He was pissed. I watched the video and I was messaging him. I take credit for his stream. I was messaging him on WhatsApp saying, bro, you need to go live. He's like, I don't know, man. It's late. I was like, bro, fucking go live, man. You need to go live and interact with the chat and that. So we need to hear what you're saying. Yeah, you've had the rant. Come on now and speak facts. And that's what he did. He come on and it was just chatting. It was good. Yeah. City are doing well as well, isn't it? City women. Yeah, I seen that. I saw that. Yeah, because they fell off for a few years, didn't they? I think that manager or something was a bit of a weirdo. People were saying, but I think he left and now they're cooking again. Yeah, I watched the Troops one, bro. I watched them all, man. I watched Troops, Dan Potts, Lee Gunner, Lee Judges. I watched that Christian. because he's been fucking running his mouth, talking about how he's more worried about United than City. Dickhead. Like, what are you talking about that for? Why are you saying that for? Arrogance, man, of the highest degree. Oh, I'm more scared about United than Man City. What, when United are 12 points behind you? You know that's not some sort of flex, isn't it? That's weird. You're scared of United who are 12 points behind you when there's like 12 games left. Like, do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, the guy asking about respect. You need to respect us. You need to respect us. We'll win something then. You know what I mean? Win something then. Yeah, Lee was correct. Lee was going in as well. Lee was going mad as well, bro. Yo, big up to my mate Anton as well. Says it's a great day, LB. I despise Arsenal because of their fans. They're the Enialuco of football supporters. Yeah, she gets cooked all the time, man. She just stops fucking saying stupid shit and she'll stop getting cooked. Yeah, man, a lot of the Arsenal fans, mate, like, they're just fucking, I don't know what's wrong with them, man. It's the validation. I think it partly comes from the fact that they don't win anything, bro. Because they don't win anything, they have to enter arguments about anything else. Saka better than everybody. Saliba's the best centre-back in the world. Gabriel's Timber's better than all the right-backs. Raya's the best goalkeeper in world football. Rice is better than them all. So then you go, all right, cool. Why have you not won anything? Whoa. We can't speak about, whoa, hang on a minute. You just told us that you've got the best fucking team in the world. So why have you not won anything? And then that's why they blame Pedro Moel. That's why they blame 115. 115 was fucking 7 years ago, brother. The charges ended in like, what, 2019, 2020? It was 6 years ago, mate. What are you still banging on about it for? It's got nothing to do with the present day. Yeah? They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to have the conversation. Say sometimes the best doesn't win. I know, that's what I'm saying. They know that's what I'm saying. They ask for validation before it's merited. They just want to put all the players on this mad pedestal. And it's like, I'm happy to do that. But they've got to be consistent and they've got to do it in the top levels. This is why I've said about Caicedo. I think Caicedo's a top player. But for me, to say that he is really creme de la creme at the top level, he needs to do it Champions League. This is the first year he's done it in the Champions League. The first year he's performing in the Champions League. He's never been in the Champions League before. Now, he's done well in the Premier League. Granted, he's obviously a good player. But for us to start having like legit top class, world class, these sort of conversations, I want to see it in the Champions League. This year's in the Champions League. We'll start chatting about it. Rice has done it in the chat. I think Rice is a top player. I think they overrate elements of his game. I think going forward, he's a very average player going forward. That's my opinion. I think stopping attacks, interceptions, tackling, and leadership on the pitch, I think is world class. But we still need to see him do something at the top level, either for England or for Arsenal, to like really solidify him there. He's close, though, 100%. Rice, I agree. Rice's best qualities are off the ball. I agree, mate. I agree. Bro, let me get Rice alongside Rodri. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I always say this to a gal, mate. Yeah, bro, I said the other day on the stream, bro. Yeah, I said the other day on the stream, yeah, that Saka is not as good as Elise and Yamal. And all the Arsenal fans were crying saying I hate Saka. Even though I put Saka top 5 wingers in world football. Validation. They don't want to hear it, man. They don't want to hear it. Look, I'll show you this now. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Where we're looking at? Let me try some of these. Let me have a look at some of these. Let me have a look at some of these comments on this video that I did with Terry the other day about Saka. Where the comment section? Oh, here we go. Right, so this was the comment section on the video. Let's have a look at some of the comments on here. Let's have a look. Where was the comparison when Arsenal played Bayern? I swear Elise was missing. I said in the video that Elise shit himself against Arsenal in that game. Again, they don't listen. Sorry, Elise is technically a better player than Saka. Of course he is. Of course he is. Anyone that thinks Saka's a more technical player than Elise hasn't watched Elise, or you're just a fucking liar. When we listen to LB, we should all start worrying. Saka's ceiling is high, but he's been running with an injury for the last 18 months. LB just chats shit all the time. Be the same guy going buzzing when Saka plays for England. Again, don't want to listen. He doesn't want to listen. I say all the time, I want Saka to do well for England. Yeah? But the fact is, this guy has dropped off massively over the last 2 years. What else are these guys saying? Bayern are in a one-club league. You're going to be a good player. Look elite, playing for Bayern. Same with Barca. So again, now they just shit on the Bayern. All right, big up Ricardo, man. Big up to you, bro. I don't know if you're in the chat, mate, but shout out to you. So other stuff we've got in here. David Beckham is some of the best in his position in the history of football. I don't think you ever see him do a step over. LP, what? So because David Beckham never done a step over, we can't say that Elise is a better player than Saka, according to this guy. These guys need to understand context. Saka has not yet peaked. He's better than Elise. Okay, he's better than Elise, apparently. This Elise hype, don't get me wrong, he's really good, but making it as if he's light years ahead of Saka is ridiculous. No big team bothered to break the bank for him in the Premier League if he was that. Yeah, because they're all fucking stupid. We should have brought the bank for him. See what else these guys are saying. When Elise was in England, he couldn't put up Saka numbers. He actually put up Saka numbers. That's the hilarious thing about these guys. Yeah, if I look at Elise's numbers when he was at Crystal Palace, yeah, in 2023, yeah, he got 11 assists. Only got 2 goals, but he got 11 assists. By the way, that's only 1 less than Saka done in his best ever career, best ever season. And Saka's at Arsenal. This guy was at Palace. The year after, he got 10 goals and 6 assists in 1,200 minutes because of an injury. Saka's never hit those numbers. So that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Saka is better than Elise at literally everything. What? What are you talking about, bro? Oh my fucking God. He's literally better than Elise at everything, apparently. LB does not listen to anybody. He's debating. Guy is so arrogant with his opinions, saying Saka is washed. I never said in that video once he was washed. Never. Never. While he has people like Foden in his team. Ask me about Foden. I'll tell you Foden's been poor for 18 months. Unlike yous, who all lie to everybody and gaslight, and you're just outright liars. You ask me about Foden, I'll tell you the truth about Foden. Foden's been poor for 18 months. There you go. I'll say it. But yous don't want to do that for some fucking reason. Rodri's not looked good since coming back. Lies. Did you not watch him at Anfield? They just create these own fucking things in their head. This is why I always call them liars. They're the biggest liars in football. Liars. You go watch that video. I'll donate £100 to charity if I say Saka was washed once. You want to go watch it? If I said Saka's washed, I'll donate £100 to charity. I never said that. What I said was, I think he's peaked in terms of his highest ceiling level, which was 2 years ago. And I also said, I think he can get back to that level. I just don't think he'll surpass that level, which is still a fantastic level. Liars. And you're a liar. Liar, liar. Yeah, because for some reason, you can't accept these criticisms. And I don't know why. 24 and peaked. Nothing to do with his age, all to do with his ability, his technical ability. See what else you guys are saying. Saka is a fraud. See, I would not say he's a fraud. I think he's a good player. He's hilarious, man. Bro, Prime Sterling shits all over Saka. Like, come on, man. Unbelievable. How would you kill the resale market, LB? Maybe make the ticket sellable or through one app and lock the price through transfer. You'd have to put the name on the back of the ticket and tell people they need to bring ID and a passport, and if the name don't meet that, and you have to force it, and you have to say if the name don't match the ticket to the passport, you're not getting in. So don't bother. That's what you'd have to do. But that causes fucking bit of a ball ache, and it's longer. Probably cost them more money because then they've got to employ stewards to check everyone's ticket. But that's how you'd have to do it, man. That's how you'd have to do it. Big up Mackenzie says, Big Six about to be cinema tonight. Aye, facts, man. Aye, facts. Big up Mackenzie, lad. And big up Ridier as well says, Wolves defender have text under his jersey, bro. He knew that he would score against Arsenal. Wolves never rated Arsenal is crazy. Well, Wolves have played them twice now, and they should have got a point or something against them in the last game, shouldn't they, at the Emirates? At the Emirates, man. They should have done something at the Emirates. You know, they thoroughly deserved it, man. They thoroughly deserved it, 100%. They thoroughly deserved it. 100% they deserved it, man. All right, check this one as well, chat. Did you see this? I think I showed you this the other day, innit? 1 second, let me show you this. Let me show you this tweet that I put out the other day. There's another bozo. Here we go. So this guy commented on the stream. You can tell LB doesn't watch Elise because most matches Elise does absolutely nothing. Yeah. Elise this season. Look at that. Look at that. What's he on about? What's he on about? You can tell LB doesn't watch Elise because most matches Elise does absolutely nothing. Most matches Elise does absolutely nothing. What, like 2 goals, goal, assist, goal, assist, 2 goals, 3 assists, 2 assists, goal, 2 assists, 2 goal, assist, goal, 3 assists, assist. What's he fucking on about? I know he fucking does something every game, because every time he does something in the game, you guys in the chat are fucking putting it in the chat and saying LB Elise's got another goal, or LB Elise's got another assist. I see it every fucking time they play. Liars, man, liars. And I don't know why they just lie. Biggest liars going. Unbelievable, guy. But yeah, man, I'm proper pumped up for this, me lads. I'm well up for this league now, man. Look at this one. LB will never give any Arsenal player praise. Stop flogging the dead horse. I think Timber's mega. I think Saliba's mega. I think Gabriel's mega. I think David Raya's mega. I think Rice is mega. I think Saka's decent. I say it all the time. I say it all the time. They don't want to hear it. Just because Saka plays for Arsenal, typical Arsenal hate. I said in the stream, Saka's top 5 right backs in world top 5 right wingers in world football. He's peaked. Talk about some brain dead analysis. Did LB say the same about Foden last year? I think Foden's fell off massively in the last 18 months. The difference is I think Foden's got a higher technical ceiling so he can get better. Do I think he'll get back to that level? No idea. And he's been poor. At least I admit it. You don't. When he plays as the number 10, you'll see the emergence of a real star. Okay, so we've got a left back that's moved to a right winger that's now being moved to a 10. Okay. LB's a drip. Nice. Nice. See what else you guys are saying. What technical ability is LB talking about? Watch Elise, watch Bukayo Saka, and tell me that you think that Saka's a better player than him technically. Yeah, exactly. Just face reality. Shout out this guy, Arsenal fan. Saka hasn't had a good 18 months consistently. Cool. That's all we're saying. Honestly, man, it's crazy. Now they're talking about compilations. Go and watch Saka comps from this year, LB. Nah, I've watched every Arsenal game this season. I do it all on the More LB channel. Don't try and fucking lie to me, Jim. Yeah, don't gaslight me. Tell me to watch fucking compilations. I've watched every Arsenal game this season on the second channel. He's been dog shit by his own standards. You know he has. Stop lying, man. Could he have had a couple more assists? Yeah, of course he could have. He's still not been good. He's still dropped off. Oh, this is the guy who said Elise does nothing. You can tell LB doesn't watch Elise because most of the matches Elise does absolutely nothing, even though he gets a goal or assist every single game. City fanboy can claim an Arsenal attacker isn't performing. Well, it's not performing. Do these guys have a single player in the top 20 Premier League goal scorers this season? No, they're not performing as an attack. Problem with LB's take on Saka is he switches the debate from his technical ability to his output. No, I'm not. The technical ability is the reason he's now peaked. The technical ability is because, yeah, I don't think he can get any. I don't understand why it's so hard for people to understand what I'm saying. I don't think Saka can get any better than what he was doing 2-3 years ago. Why? Because his technical ability is limited. He's not as technical, gifted as someone like an Elise or a Yamal. How is that so hard to get your head around? Now, if he gets back to the level that he was doing 2-3 years ago, he'll still be an incredible player, a world-class player. But he's not going to get better than that, in my opinion. See what you guys are saying. Cool. I'll be talking nonsense saying Saka is peaked. Wow. Okay, so you're telling me you think Saka, in terms of numbers and output, yeah, and the way that he was playing 2-3 years ago, when in 2023 he got 26 GA output in that year, and he got 28 the year after and was phenomenal both seasons. Yeah, I think he got PFA Player of the Year in one of them. You think he can get better than that level? I don't. LB can't relate to spending with a budget. Cool, your club spent £1 billion. I've won nothing, mate. What else are you guys saying? Big up Mad Hatter. I don't know if you're in the chat. Big up to you. If I was Igal, I would have brought up Foden. Yeah, and you know what I would have said to him? Instead of lying to everybody like these fucking guys, I would have said, yeah, Foden's been poor for the last 18 months. That's why he's been benched. Because I don't fucking lie. I just tell you how it is. I'm not a liar. These guys are lying and try to gaslight everybody. Try to tell us to watch YouTube compilations when we're watching every fucking game with our eyes. Yeah, he should have brought up Foden, and I would have told him, yeah, I think Foden's been poor for 18 months. Because I'm not a liar. Madness. LB is disingenuous when it comes to the Saka conversation. He's blinded by his hate for Arsenal. So, guys, just a reminder, in this very stream, I said Saka's a top 5 right winger in world football. Does that indicate that I'm an Arsenal hater or that I hate Saka? If I say that he's a top 5 winger in world football? If someone said, oh, he's a top 5 winger in world football, does that say that does that tell me that I'm a hater? Said he's a top 5 winger. Honestly. Expecting LB to be complimentary about Saka, don't be ridiculous. I said he's a top 5 winger in world football. Is that not complimentary? They don't hear any of this. It's mad. Go watch the video. I said it. They don't hear any of this positive stuff. It's so crazy. LB at it again. Arsenal hate is true. Saka. And this guy's trying to give me fucking stats, bro. Don't give a shit about the stats. Top 5 winger in world football, and you're now hating yourself. Big up this guy, Jim. Igal, stop embarrassing Arsenal fans. Saka's been terrible past 2 seasons, injury or not. When he's played, he's been poor. LB, I agree with everything you said. That's half of me. I'm not going to be delusional and deny it. Elise is nowhere near Saka on any level. Wow. Wow, unbelievable. But yeah, apparently now, saying that Saka's a top 5 right winger in world football is now hatred. And you hate Saka if you say that. So just be careful. If you're saying he's top 5, bloody hell. God forbid you say he's top 10 and not top 5. Unreal. Yo, be up side, man. What are you saying? Big up Craig. Says, all right, LB, you know, bottling it against us at the weekend. Ain't beat you for about 55 years. Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Nah, we can't fucking drop points now against Newcastle in the game that is when we normally beat you at Etihad. No chance. Yeah, I saw it, Scouser. I saw it. Blaming the weather. Yeah, it's mad, innit? How about just beat one of the worst teams in Premier League history, bro? Exactly, Thug. Exactly. This comes from the fan base that, bro, if you go to Igal's Twitter, yeah, and type Foden in his Twitter, you want to see how many times Foden comes up in his tweets, man. You want to see how much Foden comes up in his tweets, and then he has the audacity to fucking speak about Saka hatred. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. I think he's top 5 right wingers in world football. Saka. Yeah, I think he's top 5. I think he gets top 5 right wingers, Saka. I know at the moment on current form, probably not. That's on Terry's channel, Football Terrace. But because when I said Saka's top 5 winger in world football, but it's not better than Yamal or Elise, and apparently that's Saka hatred. So, unbelievable. It's the history of the Arsenal. Yeah, I know. It is. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy, mate. These fucking guys. I big up Quinny as well for becoming a member. Shout out to you, mate. Appreciate it. Shout out to Quinny. Let's have a look at City Extra before we get off. Nah, no news. That Newcastle FA Cup game's been scheduled 8 p.m. I think we spoke about that before. 8 p.m. kickoff, Newcastle FA Cup. I think we're away. Kind of stinks, to be honest. Newcastle away, 8 p.m. Fucking hell. Not ideal. Not ideal. Big up, Quinny. I appreciate it. Yeah, I saw it, bro. I saw him blaming the fucking wind. It's embarrassing. Yeah, he blamed the Queen. He's blamed the Queen dying. He's blamed the wind. God forbid he blames fucking Arsenal Football Club, mate. No, I've not seen the offside. No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it, bro. Yeah, exactly, Wise. Exactly. It's not even criticism as well. It's not even... Honestly, go watch the video. If you want to watch it, go watch the video. If you think I was harsh, let me know. LB, why do I feel like Pep rang up Bernardo and Rodri in the middle of last night after the result? He probably did. He probably just don't fucking sleep, that guy. He probably did. Yeah, I know, Nathan. I know. I want to see that guy. I want us to win the league, and then that Christian geezer, yeah, who said he was more worried about Man United winning the league than Man City. Lee Gunner was going off. Yeah, Lee will go off. Lee will go off. Because he hates fucking Arteta, doesn't he? He hates him. I do think, though, you're at a point, though, like, and I think even Igal said it yesterday, like, I think even the biggest Arteta sexual, yeah, can't deny that you can't really blame this on anybody else, because they previously tried to blame injuries. They tried to blame PJ Moel. There's nothing that they can blame here. Like, you can literally only blame the manager for the performance levels. Do you know what I mean? Clip farming feels a little bit like that, bro. Can't lie. If you watch that Christian one from yesterday, it definitely feels like clip farming. What phase is Arteta in now? The thing is, even if they don't win anything, they're not gonna sack him. They're not gonna get rid of him, mate. All right, come on, H17. Stubbsy, I don't know if you're in the chat. Did you turn over the channel yesterday when you said you was watching the Inter game? As a Liverpool fan, City must stop Arsenal for both trophies. Oh, we're trying. We're fucking trying, man. Yeah, we're trying, bro. We're trying. Big up to you, mate. Trust the process. Nah, it was windy, LB. That was the excuse. How good was that Bueno goal, by the way? That Bueno goal. I'm surprised, yeah. I watched Lee Judge's match reaction, and he said Hincapié was man of the match. However, Hincapié allowed Bueno to shoot. He didn't go close him down. It was a nice finish in that, but he let him go shoot instead of going closing him down. So I think Hincapié... I thought Hincapié partly to blame for that, because he just lets Bueno shoot. And if he runs out and charges him down, then maybe he doesn't get the shot off, but he let him shoot, man. Cracking shot, though. Raya's just fallen off in these last couple of games. You don't remember him against Brentford, bro? Guy looked pure nervy. Raya looks well nervous. I like Raya as well. I think Raya's a good goalkeeper, but last couple of games, Raya's moving mad sus. He looks like he's feeling the pressure, doesn't he? Like, he feels like he's feeling a lot of pressure. Like, yesterday, why does he even come and try and punch that out? Why? Gabriel's got no one near him, and Gabriel's about to head the ball away. What are you doing? That's pressure, that. Pressure makes people do stupid stuff. Players are rattled. Exactly. 5'11", is he? Yeah. He's not the tallest goalkeeper in the world. He's not the tallest goalkeeper. I do like him, though. I think he's a good goalkeeper, but he's definitely feeling the pressure in these last couple of games. Definitely feeling the pressure. 100%. Oh, Donnarumma definitely saves it. He saves it just by being taller. Oh, Don was being shameless yesterday, chat. He sent me a message and said, He said, LB, that's why I'd rather have Donnarumma than Raya. This guy's never said anything nice about Donnarumma all season. And then he's glazing him. He's glazing Donnarumma, said Donnarumma would have saved it. Which he would have done. He would have saved it. He would have saved it. What ending for a story if we win the league for both teams? Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I saw the Gabriel Jesus one, man. They just look rattled, don't they? They just look rattled. But I feel, I genuinely think, yeah, if you was to take some isolated clips from some of the players over the last couple of weeks, I think they're rattled. I think they're rattled, and I think they know that they're on this bottle path again. Now, luckily for them, they can still sort it out. It's not too late. They're still above us in the league, but they're running out of time. Yeah, you're seeing the clip of Declan Rice going, fucking hell, it's happening again. Yeah, you're seeing Raya looking rattled in games. You're looking at Gabriel Jesus sparring the fucking Mosquera yesterday. Yeah, there's a couple of others that have slipped my mind. Honestly. Yeah, Lou. Yeah, I did see that, but I don't think it's legit, man. I don't think it's legit about Elise coming to City. I don't think it's legit. Nah, Gay can't play Carabao Cup final, bro. But it don't matter. We'll have Huzanov and Diaz. That's cool with me. Huzanov and Diaz. I'm chill with that. I'm chill with that. Yeah. He said that. He goes, it's happening again. Fucking, what did he say now? I can't remember. But basically, like, it's so clear as well, bro. It's so clear. Like, you can clearly see everything that Declan Rice is saying. You can see it easy. Exactly, Marcus. Last one you want rattled is your goalkeeper. Exactly. Exactly, mate. So, yeah, this weekend, man, it's massive. We need to get the job done against Newcastle. It's not going to be easy. Yeah, they're a good team, but they're without Bruno G. They've just played a game in Azerbaijan yesterday. We've had a full week off rest, and we are probably the most motivated we have been for this Premier League title all season. We've got no injury concerns. Well, providing Haaland's fine, isn't it? But people said he was training. So, yeah, we should be fired up for this game. We should be fired up for this game, man. 100%. Exactly, EA. And this is what about having a quality squad and competition for places does. Oh, no Gay, no problem. Diaz and fucking Kozanov. Nora gets injured, no problem. Gavadio when he's back, or O'Reilly. Yeah, the only one we need to solve now, is the right back situation, because we've got one, and that's it, and that ain't good, especially when he's not there. And you probably need another midfielder. And then you need to decide what you're doing with Savio and Marmoush in the summer. More afraid of Joe Linton. Yeah, I know. But he wasn't great in the game that we played at their gaff recently. We're living rent-free in Arsenal's heads. Both team and fan base lost. Sharks are circling. We are coming for them. I know, man. I know. Certainly feels like that. Now, I've not seen the Mazza links. What 11 would I want to see? I mean, Matt, I think the City's strongest 11, which wouldn't play every game because you do need to rotate. We don't want these players burning out, yeah? Very important to remember, just because there's 11, 12 games left of the Premier League, you've still got a Carabao Cup final, you've still got FA Cup, you've still got Champions League, you've still got international break in March. So there's a lot of games to play, so we still need to rotate. But my strongest 11 at this moment in time is Donnarumma in goal, Matheus Nunes, Diaz, but that's more because he's been there, done it. Gay, Aït-Nouri, O'Reilly, Rodri, Bernardo, Cherki, Semenyo, Haaland. I think that's my starting 11 right now. But Doku will be very close to getting in that when he gets back from fitness. Very, very close. But you got to be careful with Doku. I could bang on about his injury problems all the time. Take your time. Don't throw him straight back in there, man. Yeah, because I'm telling you, you got to be careful. He's got 13 injuries in his career already. You got to be careful with him, man. You got to be careful with Doku. You don't want him getting injured again. Honestly. Mo is such a fraud. Yeah, bro. This guy wants Arsenal to win the league, man. This guy wants Arsenal to win the league. Honestly, mate. It's a madness. Crazy boys, innit? Unbelievable. We got to fix up now. get this win against Newcastle on Saturday, and then we sit back and hope that this Tudor guy can do something on Sunday for Spurs. And if they do, and we win our game, that means we don't even have to beat Arsenal at the Etihad. Innit? We can win it. Is that right? If we win, we close the gap to... Oh, no, that'd be goal difference. So goal difference is kind of low-key still important, because if we win, we go 2 points behind. Oh, no. Wait. If we win, we go 2 points behind Arsenal, yeah? On the same games. But then if they drop points against Spurs, they go 3 points, and we win our game in hand, we'll go level, so it'd be goal difference. So, yeah, goal difference could still be crucial. Goal difference could still be crucial. If we get our goal difference up, it would allow us to draw the game against Arsenal at the Etihad and still win the league. Whereas if the goal difference is inferior to Arsenal's, we'd still have to beat Arsenal. So goal difference is still pretty important, man. We still need that goal difference up. Yeah, I think we're looking at the probably the Burnley game. I think we play Burnley. That's probably the game where you need to slap them up, man. You need to slap them up in that game. Yeah, we got Villa last game as well, which is disgusting, mate. I can't lie. Who's Arsenal's last game of the season? Palace away. Palace away is a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Palace away is a bit of a weird one. Right, sweet. I'm getting out of here, boys. I'll be back later, man. I'm going to do another stream later on tonight. I might do a watch along. I'm not 100% sure yet, so stay tuned. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the second channel. That North London Derby watch along will be on the second channel, man. Yeah, it's going to be on the second channel, more LB. Make sure you get on that. But yeah, listen, Potts is going live, so I'm going to redirect you to Potts. Shout out to everybody in the building. Do me a favor, before you go, smash the like button if you've not done so already. Yeah, there's still 700 people locked in. Get those likes up to 400. Hit the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. And I'll catch you tonight. Peace out, people.